New light, new light. This is Lamb Chop Express, and I'm your host, NAT. And today is July 22nd, 2025. Putting the rubber to the road, and early in the morning, just wanna, speak and touch base with you guys, and give an encouraging word. I try to do a live already, and when I did my live, for some odd reason, it only showed a little bit of the live that I recorded. But I just wanted to speak on some things since I haven't made a live in a while. And it's because I was talking to this guy, and when we were talking, I was talking about how, like, sometimes I really feel like I'm trying to do, give an encouraging word, and the way things are nowadays, people don't really acknowledge. They don't want to give acknowledgement to anything that's positive that you try and do. And but as soon as you put something negative up on here, people is all with it. They're all with the madness. So it's kind of like, it's crazy that that's the way the world is. But when you put something that's knowledgeable or good up, like, people don't want to acknowledge it. And it's okay. That's why I call this anti-social media world. And regardless of the fact, I'm gonna do my thing, and I have it for a while, because I know in my mind I start thinking, like, people sitting there be like, so what, whatever you're doing, and I can't allow that to take place in my mind and stop me from being who I am, because hopefully my words can be relatable, even just to a few, and it's meant for who it's meant for. I say that often, but there's been a lot of ups and downs in my life here lately, and when my job is always like an up and down thing, and I was talking with this guy named Butch that I met down at the water. I was at your cave-in fishing, and while he was standing there talking to me, I pulled in this walleye, and we ended up kind of talking. We exchanged numbers, you know what I mean? And I don't link up with him much at all, but we share the whole fishing thing, and hunting in common. So, right, he basically was telling me about this membership to a private pond. I don't know. I think you gotta do like a yearly fee. That's only if they accept you, of course. But I was thinking to myself, like, I don't even know, like, if I applied, would the people accept me? Because you could give somebody your information and just your name, and people could see your past history and whatever. And I started thinking to myself, man, I don't know if that'll probably stop me, but I'm still gonna try, But yeah, so I asked him for the information because here I went to Maryland. This creek called Ontario Creek or something like that, and I had my waders on. Water came over my waders and went into my pouch and got my phone wet. Now, when that happened, it ruined my phone, and I had to get another phone. This time I made sure to get like a water-resistant phone. So I got this Galaxy SR4, I think, and the phone, it's all right. I got to get used to it, but it's water-resistant, and basically, I lost the information that he gave me for the pond. So I called him back, and I didn't speak to him in a while, and I called him, and he gave me the information again. And when we were talking, speaking about the Most High and stuff, and just life and stuff, and he was like trying to invite me. He wanted to invite me to something like a men's gathering that they have at his church, and I haven't been able. Usually I work on Tuesdays, but when we were talking, he kept, he was telling me, man, I could see that you got a good heart. You have a good heart, and your energy is good, man, and you can tell that it's genuine. And I was like, man, thank you, brother. That that means a lot to me, man. Like, He's like, yeah, man, and he's trying to invite me, and he has this idea to do, you know, a fishing thing with inner city kids and the youth, and that's something that I was trying to do, and it never really took off. I get caught up in my life, and then I did do it a little bit, but I guess, you know, it's meant to be, because the Most High had this man, and it's kind of like confirmation to say the same thing. So I'm looking forward to doing this summer, this camp with him and some of the brothers from his church. Even some elders, he was telling me, are interested in going out. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm with it, man. You know, so, you know, but while we were talking, the way he was talking about, like, that I have a good heart, I said, yeah, man, I mean, sometimes I do lives, like, on Facebook, and I try to, you know, give an encouraging word, you know, about the Most High, like, often, and I haven't been doing it lately. He was like, yeah, man, you can't let, you know, because I was telling him how, I'm basically telling him how I think a lot of people, they don't acknowledge, or they be kind of not being supportive, or they're kind of hating, you know, and I kind of feel that, and I guess I'm telling myself that I'm in my head about it. And he said, yeah, man, don't let people do that, man. You got a word, you know, and I already know that, man. And he just, I guess in a way, he just kind of encouraged me again. And so here I am right now on today, trying to do it again. You know, I just did a live for some reason. I don't know if it's technical difficulty, or maybe it's, you know, somebody don't want this message to come out. You know, I just wanted to talk about how the reason why I haven't been doing no lives, and a lot of time I'm being attacked. You know, I like, basically bad things are happening, and things aren't always going to be good. But, you know, when you're being attacked, you got to acknowledge it too. And I feel like I'm being attacked, being that, you know, things aren't going my way. Some people say, well, that ain't an attack, that's just life. But the spiritual world and the spiritual realm, because it does affect this physical realm also. The same way we have a soul and a spirit that's fueling our bodies, right? Moving our bodies. Yeah, man, I'm always having issues with my job, man. And on July 4th, they just had passed. You know, the week prior, I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So by the time July 4th rolled around, and speaking about July 4th, it's supposed to be a celebration about how the colonizers basically broke off from the people who sent them over here. They was just like basically saying, screw you guys, we don't gotta deal with y'all, you know what I mean? And that's my understanding of it. And so they claim their independence from Europe. And I don't really celebrate it, and I don't want to sound anti-American, because I'm very American. You know, I just don't really celebrate. I don't do fireworks and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So, but long story short, I do thank America for the day off. I don't want to say, you know, and I kind of have to respect what it is, you know, but I just don't partake of the celebration much. So basically, by the time 4th of July came, I had an extra day off. I already felt like I was ready to go back to work. But, so we were supposed to update our app for the job. And I updated the app, and then now you can see the schedule. So when I looked at the schedule, I had Monday and Tuesday. So I don't carry around both my phones. I have a work phone and I have a regular phone. And so my work phone must have just like ran out of energy and went out. But I already had told my wife that I work Monday and Tuesday. And so, you know, Sunday comes around, and I charge my phone because it ran out of energy. And then I look on my phone, I'm, you know, preparing to go to work on Monday. And, you know, I'm going to sleep. I try to lay down by 9 o'clock. So when I look on the app, there's no days there. And I'm like, There ain't no days on there. You know what I mean? So I call my supposed dispatch manager. When I call her, she's like, yeah, Jason, you did a no-call, no-show on Sunday. And I'm telling her, speaking my truth, I didn't call off. You know, and yeah, you did. They were trying to get in contact with you. No, I'm trying to explain to you. On the app, I was not assigned that day. Now, where I messed up at is I didn't screenshot my schedule, which I should have did, which I'm doing now from now on. And she's like, yeah, well, you ain't gotta work. And we took the rest of them days, but I'm gonna call you tomorrow with, let's just say his name is Walter, right? So I'm like, cool. So the next day, I'm a little upset because I'm like, damn, I'm missing this. I'm gonna miss work because now see, it's not uncommon. It's never been uncommon for them to give the schedules come out on Friday. They'll give me 3 days and then they'll take 1 day out, they'll take another day out, they'll switch the days around. That's happened since I've worked here. So when I'm explaining on the next day when they called, they always have to speak to me in 2s and 3s. They always need a witness because, I'm well spoken and they don't, they're really not too fond of me. You know what I mean? Even though I try to talk without profanity and, I always speak passionately, and I guess that's something that people don't like. They don't like, So as we're speaking, she's like, yeah, you missed a day. And I keep telling her, no, I didn't miss them days. I shouldn't miss my other days because of the 1 day, because the 1 day was never on there. So I keep telling her that's my truth. And when I'm speaking, I speak passionately. Now, mind you, this woman had a death in her family. And which has nothing to do with what's going on, but I had said to her, see, I don't understand, how these guys, the other guys, are putting it on the woman to do a man's job, and then they're putting it on this woman who's grieving the loss of her family member. But what I said to her was, I don't see how you come back from vacation and then you taking away all of my days. I'm trying to explain to you. She took it offensively, and she was like, oh, you can't say nothing about my grandchild and this and that F you, and hung the phone up on me. So I'm like, man, I can't even believe, man, this is crazy, man. So I called Walter. Walter don't pick up the phone. Now I'm texting him and being like, yo, why can't you pick up the phone and you just witness what happened? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say anything to her that had anything to do with, what she's going through. But now, obviously, this woman is grieving and she's going through it and she still needs time off or something, you know what I mean? But long story short, behind that conversation, not only did they take that week, they took my following week away from me. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man, I was really upset, and then my whole message about this whole thing is that some things happen in life that you really cannot control. And a lot of times you gotta roll with the punches. Now, I was hurting over it. And money is a big factor. I was talking about that night. But money is not something that we just are gonna allow to make us, be folding up and going crazy over, because you gotta take it in context. Now, I was hurting and it messed me up. And so I just took that as it was basically an unpaid vacation. I didn't ask for it, and I tried to plead with my employer, the guy who's over the top of them, and he wasn't listening either. And I wanted to say that one thing is, I don't like a liar, man. I don't like people lying to me. I really have no tolerance for people lying to me. And so when I'm talking about my truth, I keep saying I'm speaking my truth. And they're not receiving it. And like I said, they can't hear me. And so not only did I miss the 1 week, I missed the next week. And then, I just took that as the way I coped with it. I took took care of things at home, and I went fishing, and took my kids to their first week of camp. Dropping off and picking them up, and and I think that was the Most High's way of making that happen, and that's the way I start thinking about it as time starts passing. But I had to humble myself because I was really angry, like really, really angry, and I was talking about how I started like wishing bad on them, kind of like I didn't do nothing to deserve it, and I'm wishing bad on them. Like the money that I lost in 2 weeks, I hope they lose 3 times that amount. That's how I be feeling, and then I have to humble myself with that also. But I do want the Most High to avenge me, take revenge for me, because they say that he's the one that takes revenge for you, and I have to humble myself, because even wishing bad on them, I shouldn't do it. Obviously the lady already lost her, somebody in her family, and I just kept trying to explain that, like, why you guys sending a woman to do a man's job, to do your job, and then knowing that she's not doing well, she's hurting, but they weren't hearing me, and see, for this same reason, people will really lose their cotton picking mind. Like it's in these days, people don't have mental health. Their mental health ain't there. And I heard about that young lady that went in McDonald's and she ended up stabbing that woman. Rest in peace to that woman. And that girl obviously was sick in her mind. She had a lot of TikToks where she was doing weird stuff, and she was like not right in her mind, basically. And I'm just saying, and this is the reason why I do my videos. Sometimes I don't want to give information, and sometimes I know I have to, and I gotta speak about something that's relatable, because I can't take this same type of mentality, or even to be too angry. So after a while, I was hurting the whole time. I was upset. But each day, my anger lessened, and I have to know that His will's gonna be done. The Most High's will's gonna be done ultimately, and I can't sit here and be festering and be angry forever about it, even though I lost a substantial amount of money, and I'm not gonna see a paycheck for 3 weeks. I gotta get over that. So basically now, while I was off, I just thank the Most High for my hobby and being able to just, get out, and I've been fishing out in Maryland, and at the Conowingo Dam, and going after these striper, the rockfish, and I wanted to make a point about that too. I said pretty much the same thing when I made the live the first time, is that they have 3 names. They have a scientific name, they call them striper, and they call them rockfish. Then they have hybrid stripers, but these are striper, and the ones that be in the ocean, and they're good to eat, for people who don't eat fish, okay, I respect that, but what they call the pescatarian, people that just only pretty much eat fish, and me, I'm still carnivorous. I still eat meat, so but the rockfish are really good, and they're good to eat. I love them. You're only allowed to keep one. The slot or the legal limit is from 19 inches to 24. You can't keep nothing under 19 or over 24. It is very challenging. When I just started doing this last year, and when I first came, I was talking about how I know when I first came, these dudes was like, who in the hell and what in the hell type of pole this dude got. I was out there struggling with this big old pole that wasn't even the right gear. I did eventually catch one, but I just went out there fishing. Say in 2 weeks, I probably went out there like 6 times 5 or 6 times. It's an hour drive up and hour drive back. A lot of people say you only get to keep one fish probably, but it's not that, man. It's there ain't no place that I'm fishing at right now that is more fun than that. And I'm like a big kid when I'm out there. And when I'm out there, I'm staying out there for like 5 hours, man. And when I come back home, I'm tired. I bought some rubber waders because some people be wet wading, and I don't like doing that because I don't want to have swamp meat, the swamp meat basically. I don't want to be all wet down there, and I'd rather put the waders on and probably be just a little bit dead from sweating than just to be in that water like that. You know what I mean? But because I like to get back to my car and take my stuff off and then have like dry feet, and I like that, but I still sweat a lot, so that's pretty good because I'm losing weight. But it's really a workout. It's the unconscious workout. I ordered a nice surf rod on Amazon. A lot of guys were talking about how you're not really going to be able to do your thing until you spend like $500 for a Shimano and this and that. And I'm like, man, I ain't really trying to spend that much money, even though I got it, but I found a great deal on Amazon, surf rod. And man, when I went out there with my brand new rod and reel, it finally came, right? It took a couple days. When it finally came, I put it together and then I rigged it all up, and when I went first time, no lie, no exaggeration, breaking the rod in, I caught 30 striper. It felt so good. It's so fun. And I was telling somebody about that, like I'm like my inner child comes out. I'm like a kid, man. And when you cast out there, you're trying to figure them out. Everybody got their own little way they jigging it, and you're casting up into these bubbles that come out the turbines at the dam, and it's from left to right. And as soon as you cast out, you're using 2-3 ounce weights. Some people even use 4. A lot of people are using flies as a bait. I be using swim baits. A lot of stuff I be using. I'm getting some stuff out of Walmart. Different swim baits, rubber baits. And as soon as you cast, you're casting like a half a football field. It feels like, you cast it, you cut your bail to straighten out your line. Before it hits the water, you're gonna lose gear. You're gonna get hung up, and that's my truck making that sound. But basically, man, I finally mastered it, man. I got my own little jigging technique, and when they bite, the fight is so strong and powerful. Even the smaller ones. And this is the most fun I've had in a long time. And I wanted to give shouts out to my man, my hunting buddy, for showing me the spot. You know what I mean? And I give him utmost props because, man, I love it when I go out there. Right now, it's out of season. The last day I fished was on the 15th here in July, and it'll be out until August 1st. Hunting season comes in, and I'm back at it again. But I know it seemed like I'm just talking about it. I'm just talking about what I've been doing, and my thing is to get out to that water and fish and have fun and bring home them fish to eat. Fry them up, cook them, and the whole process. It was like the unpaid vacation that I didn't ask for, and I just know that humbling myself and being able to do these things, and training my brain to not let me be stuck in anger about my job, it is really a blessing. And I'm saying that to say that maybe fishing may not be your thing, but you gotta roll with the punches. You gotta be able to pivot and go with the flow, because even wishing bad on them, I know ain't a good thing. And then I actually gotta pray that the mercy, that the most high has mercy on them. Because I do want to believe that the Most High showing me favor, even with all my hang-ups, you know, because, you know, there's certain scripture that says, you know, that the Most High will make your enemy your footstool. And how they say, you know, the serenity prayer, you know, to accept the things that you cannot change, man, and to know the difference, you know. And I'm working on these things, man. But I was really hurting, man. That money, you know, it's not the end of the world, but, and, you know, even, you know, we got to put things in perspective, you know. Never a thing to lose your cool and go to the workplace, man. You know, you gotta really think rationally. And I just, you know, ask the Most High for mercy for the thoughts I be having and how I be stuck in my anger. You know, and that's a bad thing. You know, to be angry and to stay angry and to be wishing bad on people. But it was a struggle and it was a test for me. And I'm hoping that whoever's going through things like this, you know, that, or if you do in the future, is to find your joy and understand that, you know, that it's gonna pass. This too shall pass. It's only for a moment. And yeah, it was all right, man, because then in turn, you know, it happened right in time, right before my kids' camp, you know. And I got to take them to the first day of camp and pick them up and drop them off. And, you know, I was so addicted to going out there fishing that, man, I come home, take a shower, I go to sleep, I'm sore. My arm was sore just from holding that pole and bringing them in. And I go to sleep good, you know what I mean? And I have very restful sleep. And I go to sleep and I wake up thinking about it again. Like, I drop the kids off the camp, like I'm going out there again, you know, because that's therapy and that is my therapy. But the Most High really is my therapy. All the blessings that He gives us, we know that this world is temporary, you know. And but while we're here, right, we are gonna be tested. You know, we're gonna be tried and tested. And it's all about how we're gonna react to things, and we know that. You know, so yeah, I eventually started working again here, and right now I'm heading to Jersey, and you're tuned in to Lamb Chop Express, and I'm your host, NAT, the Jason of all trade, man. 717 Fisher Wawasak's finest, in other words, you know. The city farmer, sowing your seed. You know, I wear many hats, and I just wanted to, you know, get back in touch with you guys, because, like I said, when I was talking to Butch, he was encouraging me and letting me know that he feels my heart, and that he feels that I'm in a good place. And sometimes an encouraging word will come, and this is why right now I'm speaking again and trying to upload this video again here, you know. So yeah, you know, it was hard. It was hard to go through that, you know. But we all going through life struggles right now, you know. And a lot of things are happening. Some people can relate, and some people can't, you know. But, like I said, man, it's a mental health thing, and that's why a lot of time it's very important, man, to get into the Word, man, and just to humble yourself, you know. And we trying to seek strength and wisdom and patience, because when we don't, man, what's the alternative, man? We're fighting people, you're putting your life in danger, you're catching charges, you know, and then you got to start all over, you know what I mean? And just like, you know, Dave Chappelle, that skit was real. It was real. Keeping it real goes wrong. You're keeping it real, and it's gonna go wrong. It's gonna go wrong. And I'm just trying to live and learn, man. And Try to keep positive. And it is. It's all a test in your mind. The battle's in your mind. It's in your heart. And we all are being tested. We're emotional, and you gotta control these feelings, no matter how bad it is. Even when it comes to anything that happens, man, not getting in your way, heartbreak. Not getting in your way with people. Also, you can't control people. So definitely take your time, take a step back, and be rational about what's going on. It didn't feel good, and it was hard for me. And when I look around and I think about my blessings, I even try to apply to another job. And I got a lot of things going on here, but I'm giving thanks. I'm giving thanks to the Most High for keeping me safe and helping me to be sane. And that's the thing, is that I do rely on the Word. I rely on the Word and to get me when I'm hopeful. And it's the reason why a lot of time I don't do a lot, because I'm hurting, or I feel I can't share, or even when I do share, sometimes I feel like people are not. Satan's gonna tell you a lot of things, man. In your mind, he's gonna make you. He's gonna discourage you. He's gonna make you think like people don't like you, people hate you, and that's just the way of the world. And it's really not just the way of the world, man. There's good out there, and there's people that mean good. You see, so get out just thinking, and try to make moves to do things right. You know what I mean? That's all we can do, man. That's all we can do out here. And let me see if I can get this skyline here. I'm going to Jersey. Oh man, it's probably not going to show here. Let me see if I turn this thing around. Yeah, so it's important to like get your mind right, man, and don't allow whatever's happening, man, to totally take you over, man. And because it's a temporary problem, and it's gonna pass. It's gonna eventually pass, and it is painful when you're going through it. I just want y'all to see the city here if I can. But what I was gonna say is that things are a moment. Don't let a temporary problem become a permanent. You see what I'm saying? And I know y'all know what I mean, basically. It's things aren't always, you see what I'm saying, the end of the world. Don't allow it to become the end of your world. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that, man, and hoping to encourage you guys, man. Y'all be safe out there doing whatever you do. Just know that things will get better with time, and try to have self-control. Be encouraged, and just keep doing what you do, man. It's your boy, NAT. This is Lamb Chop Express. And I'm going to keep doing what I do, man. And until next time, y'all take it easy. 100, 1,000, 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion, 1 zillion. What happened, man? Here we go again with this.